Well, hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. This video is for people who are interested in buying a new motocross bike, enduro bike, or pretty much any motorcycle for that matter, from China, from trusted suppliers. So in this video I'm going to show you the exact process I have used a number of times for how to find reputable suppliers, get good prices and get shipping to your door. Pretty much anywhere in the world. Let's jump right in. The first thing we need to do is open Google Chrome and type in alibaba.com in the search bar. Type in 300 cubic centimeters dirt bike, as this will usually help to direct you to full-size bikes and filter out a lot of the rubbish. Click search on the page that opens, click on suppliers, and once this page opens, the next step is very important. If you want to avoid scammers and time wasters, click the box on the left side that says Trade Assurance, scroll down a little and click Verified Suppliers. You will now get a quite extensive list of suppliers with a variety of products. I will use Double Spring Machinery Company for this example, as I have dealt with them a number of times before, and I feature many of their products later in this video. I will just add that I am in no way affiliated with any of the companies in this video and gain nothing from them in commissions. This is purely for an informational guide for you for free, so I hope you appreciate that. You are of course welcome to contact any of the companies with any inquiries you may have, as the process remains the same for all and you will generally get a response from an agent quite quickly in most cases. Under the products heading, you scroll down until you see new motorcycles and click on that. The next page will be a list of many, but not all of the products from this company. I will explain more and show you another search method to really define your product search later in this video. Some of these websites are a bit clunky. You will often see a picture of a product that either doesn't match the description, features, a video for a completely different product, like an e-bike, or the wrong bike altogether. Sometimes it's just a matter of persevering until you find what you're looking for. Once you have found the exact model, you can scroll through the pictures and specifications for informational purposes and to make sure the bike's description actually matches the product you're looking at. The next step is to make an actual inquiry. You will generally need to sign in or create an account to continue with a formal quote. You can choose either chat now or send an inquiry. I use chat now personally. Type in the exact name of the model bike you are interested in and type in your address with the zip code. You will get a quick response from an agent with clarifying questions. Sometimes you'll get a quote within a few hours. Sometimes it takes a few days, as there are many factors with internal and international shipping involved, import and export, of course. I will offer a word of advice right now. Keep all your conversations on the Alibaba website. You will often be asked to use WhatsApp or similar, but then Alibaba itself will have no records of your conversations if there are problems later. I have had one supplier offer me a discounted price to pay for the product outside of the Alibaba platform. I declined and still got the bike at a good price. Anyway, finally, as I mentioned earlier, just go back to the home page and type in the motorcycle you're looking for specifically. In this case, it's a 300cc dirt bike. Click search, and then you again need to click on Verified Supplier and Trade Assurance. This method will give you access to a much larger range of products for comparison purposes, and suppliers too also. Well, that's it guys for this part of the video. I do hope this helps clarify the process somewhat. I know I was quite nervous the first time I did this, but it all turned out fine. Take a look at the following video segment, as I have put together a list of popular bikes from some of the verified suppliers that I have looked at and dealt with, and maybe you can find something there you like. Let me know if you have any further questions in the comments section below, and I will try and answer all your inquiries.
Alibaba is full of Chinese dirt bikes claiming big power, modern suspension, electric start, fuel injection, and some of them are shockingly cheap. But the real question is, are any of them actually good? And if you were going to take the risk, which ones would you buy? So today, I've done the digging for you. This is my top 10 best Chinese dirt bikes on Alibaba, based on specs, engine options, suspension, and price, not hype. And no, this isn't sponsored. I just went shopping so you don't have to. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 10 is the BSE J1-NB300. And honestly, this is where things start getting interesting. This bike runs a 279cc 4-stroke 4-valve engine with camshaft balancer and water cooling, which is already a good sign at this price point. According to the spec sheet, it makes around 26 horsepower and weighs roughly 250 pounds. Suspension is USD forks, single rear shock with linkage, which isn't top tier, but it's definitely not toy grade either. The big surprise? Electric start, EFI, and adjustable suspension at both ends too. Pricing? This one will cost you around $2,200 or less, depending on order size. Is it perfect? Probably not. But at this price point, you can sure have a lot of fun for very little money. This bike could actually make sense. Number 9 steps things up a notch. The Hengjian S7-Z300 looks like it was designed by someone who spent a lot of time staring at KTM photos. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. It's powered by a 293cc Lonson single-cylinder 2-stroke, electric start, electric power valve, KTM, Husqvarna style plastics. This bike certainly has a degree of credibility and is already proving itself to be a very good machine for the money. Suspension is the in-house brand SZC, which look remarkably similar to the WP units found on the KTM, and like its cousin, have very similar adjustability settings also. Power and torque figures on this bike are impressive, with around 57 ponies on tap and 52 Newton meters of torque. It's certainly no slouch in that department. Chrome moly frame, PDS style no linkage rear shock, and a very impressive claimed dry weight of just 106 kilograms. This one sits at around the 3,800 USD EXW, which makes it interesting for riders who want a full-size dirt bike without full-size money. If you liked the style and features of the previous bike, but you're not a 2-stroke fan, this one's got you covered. The Hengjian S6-YBS300 4-stroke might not put out the horsepower and torque of its brother, but it still packs all the same features: electric start, fully adjustable suspension, lights, and more. The best bit, however, is it comes in at nearly $2,000 cheaper, and you get a quieter bike, it's better on fuel, easier to ride. The trade-off? Well, that comes at the cost of power. If you're okay with 28 horsepower and 25 Mr. Newtons of torque, then this is just the bike for you. Just for comparison purposes, these figures are actually higher than Honda's big-selling CRF300 series. You could buy nearly 3 of these for the price of just one Honda. The price? Just $2,029 will get you one of these little beauties. Number 7 is a bike that could honestly fool people in a parking lot. From a distance, the Hengjian S7-MT250 looks like a modern Japanese or European dirt bike. Plastics, stance, and proportions are all there. And there's a good reason for that. The styling and plastics are a direct copy of a couple of well-known European brands. Even the plastics are interchangeable apparently. But that's about where it stops. The suspension is SZC, made in-house by the company themselves. I have one of these bikes, and the standard suspension is actually quite good. Time and further testing are needed to fully evaluate their performance though, but so far, so good. The engine is a 224cc 2-stroke, which is actually a copy of the very good Yamaha DT230, and that's a good thing. As with the 300cc version, this one also sports an electronic power valve and no linkage rear shock absorber. Power output is a rather modest 26 horsepower and 25 Isaac Newton meters of torque. I will add here that this bike has a lot more potential power as it comes poorly jetted from the factory and would benefit greatly by a change to even a bigger YZ style carburetor and intake manifold. However, even with just a packet of main and pilot jets, it's pretty easy to uncork this bike without going to any further expense. In case you were wondering, parts for these bikes are cheap and plentiful on the internet. Weight for the S7-250 is stated as 112 kilograms, and I think that's probably correct as the bike feels very light and nimble. The price? $2,099 USD ex-factory. And no, that's not a mistake. Which is where things start getting very uncomfortable for the big brands. This is the point in the list where I'd stop laughing and bagging Chinese bikes and start reading reviews. Number 6 is one of the rarest bikes on Alibaba, and it's priced accordingly. This one feels built for riders who actually plan to ride hard. It's the bike featured in the short opening video clip. It's the Koshine KXM125, also available in a 150cc version. A dry weight of only 95 kilograms and claimed power of 36 horsepower from its 124.8 cubic centimeter water-cooled two-stroke donk makes this little screamer one to have. A Kickstarter is included with this bike. Not sure if electric start is an option, but probably not. Again, this bike features 300mm of suspension travel at both ends and a PDS-style shock absorber. Koshine seem to be trying to position themselves as a premium manufacturer, and some of their bikes are priced accordingly. I personally tried to buy one of these as they are quite literally the only decent small capacity two-stroke motocross bikes coming out of China right now. Unfortunately, logistical and communication issues eventually made me look elsewhere. I wish you all the best if you want to buy one. Let me know how you go. Now, the price. $4,000 USD, significantly cheaper than a certain orange brand's offering, but expensive by what we've come to expect normally. Better suspension, stronger wheels, and push this closer to something you could genuinely trail ride all day. No, it's not a KTM, but it's also not priced like one, and that's the whole theme of this video. Number 5 is from an already very well-known brand in the off-road motorcycle market. This one is the KEWS K16-T250, and again, you could quite easily be fooled into thinking it was something else. Similar to the Hengjian S7-MT250, the KEWS also utilizes a Lonson Yamaha copy engine. The suspension manufacturer is not known, but pretty sure they're not WP units as the stickers suggest. In most other respects, this bike is pretty much exactly the same as the Hengjian we covered earlier. Interesting how the Chinese not only copy from the West, but also from within themselves too. I included this bike as an alternative mainly because the brand is well established and has a record of producing fairly good quality bikes. This one sits at around similar money to the Hengjian, at a shade above $2,000. Another cheap full-size dirt bike without having to pay full-size money. Number 4 is not something I usually cover on this channel, but deserves including purely for its popularity and huge amount of positive reviews. I give you the Sur-Ron Electric Cross, a truly impressive looking motorcycle cross mountain bike, and it backs up its looks with some very impressive power figures. It features a 48-volt lithium battery with a claimed charging time of just 1 to 3 hours. Power is listed at a huge 250 Newton meters. Wow! It has a 3-speed gearbox, weighs a mere 45 kilograms, and the manufacturer states that it has a top speed of 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. I do suspect that might be a huge understatement, as I've seen these things in action. and they were definitely a lot faster than that. Prices start at $2,592 USD, and that puts it in a similar price range to some of our gasoline bikes. Next up at number 3, we have yet another Hengjian. This time, it's the S6 version of the 300cc two-stroke enduro bike. Apart from the graphics, a tad more weight, and one other important change, this bike is exactly the same as the newer S7 version. Same suspension, same features, same everything, but it does look a lot more like a Husqvarna than the newer model. The big difference, and the reason I have included this bike in our Best Buys reviews, is this one utilises the older linkage type rear suspension system, which has now been superseded by the updated version. Now, while this bike is currently listed at $3,763 US, which is just a handful of dollars less than the new model, you should be able to get a much better deal on this bike than the currently listed price. So, if a bit of extra hardware under the swing arm doesn't faze you, go for it. You just might pick up a bargain. Number 2 is one very impressive looking motorcycle, the KEWS K16-NC450. It looks fast just standing still. 449cc single-cylinder 4-stroke, water-cooled, 4-valve, counterbalanced engine. Only good vibes from this one. While it won't scare any of the modern mainstream motocross bikes with only 42 horsepower and 38 Newton meters of torque, I do suspect there might well be quite a few more ponies that can be extracted from this one with some basic tuning and mods. The listed seat height at 960mm is scary, but hopefully that's a misprint from the manufacturer. Either way, it's an impressive looking bike, and while it won't scare a KX450 in the power stakes, it certainly will on price. Yes, you can park one of these black beauties in your garage from a mere $3,390. Ex-factory, of course. At number 1, we have the impressive BX450FE. It's another 449 cubic centimeters water-cooled 4-stroke, but this one boasts some quite impressive horsepower and torque figures. With KYB suspension, Huan disc brakes, and Renthal fat bars as standard equipment, it understandably comes in at a higher price point than some of its Chinese competitors. 53 horsepower and 42 NMs is quite enough to haul you along at a respectable pace indeed. More good vibes from this one. $5,125 USD. By the way, all the bikes featured on this list are from verified suppliers on Alibaba. A word of advice if you're planning on buying a bike. Keep all your conversations with sellers on Alibaba for trade protection purposes. You will almost certainly be asked to communicate through WhatsApp or similar. Only pay for your bike through Alibaba too, of course. Happy to answer any questions. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.